We have to start off by clearing the air on the Shedeur Sanders situation. A lot of people have this situation wrong. At the beginning of this week, it was announced that rookie quarterback Dillon Gabriel, who was also a part of the Browns draft class along with Sanders, would be starting this week for the Browns game in London. Now, a lot of people have pointed out, hey, why isn't Shedeur Sanders getting a shot? Is he ever going to get a shot? We'll get to that. He was approached by the media later in the day after this announcement. And instead of answering questions, he moved his lips, he moved his mouth instead of actually saying anything and pretended to be talking instead of actually vocalizing a response. Everybody jumped on him. Everybody called him immature. Everybody said it was ridiculous. I am not on that side.
Oh, wow.
Because what he did had nothing to do with Dillon Gabriel. It was a mistimed response to a media member. Rex Ryan, the former Jets and Browns head coach, went on Get Up, and he had some pretty negative things to say about Shedeur Sanders. His quote was, "This kid runs his mouth like I could be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. And you get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You got the talent to be a quarterback. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback now." His actions were related to that. Everybody criticized him without having that context. Thought he was taking a shot at Dillon Gabriel, thought he was trying to be a bad teammate in response to Dillon Gabriel, had nothing to do with it. So, Sean, I am on Shedeur's side. I am on his side because what he did is completely mischaracterized, like a lot of the things that he does is.
First of all, it was hilarious. It was a great visual. It was a great gag. It's not the first NFL
I was
player.
sitting there trying to turn my volume up. I was like, what
it was a good gag.
Is this something wrong with this guy's microphone?
I think it was completely fine. There's been a lot of NFL players that have like snubbed the media, had beefs with the media, not want to talk to them. Everyone glazes Marshawn Lynch all the time, especially for his disrespect to the media. Oh, well, did Marshawn earn it more than Shedeur Sanders has? Okay, a little bit, sure. But this isn't new. It's not something that I need to clutch my pearls about. I'm just left confused on a lot of fronts. First of all, Rex Ryan, fine take for TV, strong take. You want to be impassioned on Get Up, go ahead and do that. Someone needs to.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's solid. Shedeur Sanders' response, easy, works for me. But you don't need to respond to the talking heads all the time. You don't need to do that. I think Rex Ryan was unjust for saying that Shedeur should be embarrassed. He's a rookie quarterback, taken to the 5th round, all types of stresses, pressures, expectations. It's we're going into week 5. I wasn't under the assumption that Shedeur Sanders was going to come in and save the Browns season this year, like many, I guess, were. I was excited to see him. I think people were happy that Shedeur got drafted. He's a great story, great football character, all of it. He's got what people want. That's it factor for getting eyes to football. But I was never embarrassed for him, and that's what I think Shedeur Sanders took personally, and why he needed to fire back. Because what do you want to talk about embarrassment for, Rex Ryan? You coached yourself out of football. You
very good.
You white capped your teeth. You did all like if we're doing embarrassment for embarrassment, band for band style.
Did he get that stupid tattoo where it was like his wife?
It's all the white
Sanchez
foot stuff.
Jersey? Yeah.
It's everything. Like if we want to do that, and the Ryan family in football is almost as legendary as the Sanders family when it comes to coaches and lineage. But you're not. You can't sit in the ivory tower and start casting out. You're embarrassing. You're a jackass. No, you can't do that. So Shedeur completely vindicated in this. And then I kind of toil with the weirdness of the Adam Schefter breaking the news definitively, like the ESPN NFL connection, where he was the one that clarified what Shedeur Sanders was responding to, even though nobody could have that standard judgment given that he didn't say anything in the press conference. So that miffed me also. I didn't love a lot of things about this. The whole operation, top to bottom, it felt like an ESPN leak. They got the inside track to the whole scoop. If Schefter gets the inside track, he gets it. You're saying
naturally. It was an inside job? You think this was all done on purpose?
It went from Get Up, it went right to Cleveland, and then right back to Schefter.
Imagine if this was like some deliberate orchestration to...
I don't think it was. It would be, I mean, if you want to get the people interested.
I mean, the ESPN machine has ways to always control the narrative, so that wouldn't shock me if that wasn't happening here. But so I agree with you. I think your way of talking about how Rex Ryan has handled himself and his commentary on Sanders is completely unjustified. It gets a little bit different when we have these conversations when it comes from a former coach and said coach wasn't that successful. It's different from us two idiots where our furthest degree of success was college football. We're kind of looking at it from a different perspective. But when you're trying to call somebody an embarrassment for how they handled themselves in the NFL, you were also in the NFL. How did you handle yourself when you were a head coach? I just think that this is the general typical overreaction to how Shedeur Sanders carries himself, and nobody knows how to operate. And a lot of people don't look for the full context. I didn't chime in on this on Twitter because I knew something was missing. I knew that this didn't complete. I thought it was odd at first, and I thought it was funny, but then at the same time, the reaction for me was, okay, I don't like that he was doing that in reaction to Dillon Gabriel. But the minute that I found out the Rex Ryan thing, I realized, oh, feel free to dig back at Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan is taking time out of an opening segment to take a shot at a guy that is a third-string quarterback. It's unnecessary, it's unwarranted, it's unneeded. But now I will say this. If Dillon Gabriel is a completely different talking point with this whole conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize that Shedeur Sanders is probably going to get on the field this year. He's going to play this year.
Can't wait. Can't wait, by the way. Hand up right now. I can't wait.
Week 5, they already moved to Dillon Gabriel. If they're already going to Dillon Gabriel and they're already realizing that healthy Joe Flacco can't do shit for this team and he's not the guy, they're trying to exhaust their options to see who's the best. If Dillon Gabriel struggles for the next couple of games, next 4 or 5 games, whatever it is, we will get a Shedeur Sanders start at some point. I doubt that they will just go back to Joe Flacco, and I want to see it. I really want to see it.
So do I. I can't wait. And you know what? I had to make a thumbnail for this, and I was going through some Dillon Gabriel images. Dude is small. Dude is a diminutive quarterback.
I'm gonna need you to. I'm gonna need you to back that up. By the way,
what do you mean?
That he's small?
Yeah, a small quarterback.
His combine measurement was, what was he? He was 5'11". So I don't want to hear you. He'd be me standing in the pocket.
That's a problem in the NFL. That is a problem in the league.
I think you need to be a little bit friendlier to talking about his height.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to be the successful backup quarterback venture that they're hoping it will be. Cleveland was an unserious team from January 1st, 2025 to an upcoming January 1st, 2026. They had not put together a serious year. So what does that leave us with? A circus. Now, I'm ready to go full circus. I want to see everything that you have. Put Jerry Jeudy in the backfield next to Shedeur. Put Jerome Ford at tight end. Let Harold Fannin line up at the X. Let me see it. Let me see everything that you have. Because right now, the way that I'm looking at this team and how I've looked at this team every year for the last 20 years, the whole operation can get shredded. The whole operation. You got one more year of Bitonio, then he's gone. And you got to get top to bottom. It is an issue. So at the very least, they could be fun. And you know who's a little more fun than Dillon Gabriel? Shedeur Sanders. And the perfect timing. Give me perfect timing on the field. I don't care if he throws 3 picks. You're not winning a playoff game. You're not going to win more than 5 games this year. You're going to have a top 5 draft pick again. You're going to blow it again. So at least give us something fun. You took the swing. They were the ones that bit. You might as well do it.
This is my point, is you have 2 rookie quarterbacks on the roster. The media commentary does not reflect how they might view how they're performing in practice. You have both of these guys. The defense is top 5. The rest of the roster on offense is a mess. And the quarterback situation is a gigantic question mark. At least throw out Shedeur in week 10 or 11. Let him finish the year and let him see how he plays. Again, I don't think people realize that there's an actual possible path for him playing this season.